Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. First of all, I would like to say a big thank you to all our viewers. We are so happy to see so much feedback and comments coming to our videos. I'm really happy you liked our videos. In fact, I was so excited. A lot of clients actually called us personally, and I was privileged to meet few of them who have seen our video and got to know through the video about us and our services. So I'm really happy and excited. Whatever we are trying to do is actually helping and reaching the right audience. So big thank you for that. Coming back to the kind of work we are trying to do and the kind of engagement we are trying to have with the clients, I just want to share a very interesting conversation we have with one of our very new client. It's a young couple. They also saw our video and they came, approached us, and they wanted to meet us. So we met them, we invited them to our office, and we had an interesting conversation with them. So a quick context, so this couple was really young and they are about to get married. They have worked in the corporate sector for around 3 to 4 years, and they're getting married in 3 to 4 months, I think by end of December. So they were willing to buy a property. They wanted to enter a new life. So it's a very aspirational and interesting dream to have, to start a new life, entering into marriage life with the new house. So they want to have a very good beginning of their life in a new house. So they were scouting for homes for last couple of months before they approach us. And they did share, in the kind of work they've done, the kind of research they've done, the kind of property they've visited, their experience with, various other stakeholders, including probably the developers and the other channel partners or real estate consultants. And it was really interesting to understand their perspective. So one thing which definitely I liked about them was they were well informed. And one of the interesting thing which is also the basis of today's my podcast is the kind of aspirations the young people have and the kind of wealth creation strategies they want to adopt. So they were very clear. They are looking at starting a new life only with the real estate as a wealth, not only for consumption but also for wealth creation. And the background to that was they were very open to discuss. They were telling, one of them, the father is a seasoned investor. So they are not from Bangalore, they are from outside Bangalore, but they do investments. Their family has investment history. And one of the interesting fact, in fact, they shared with me is, if you go back to the mankind history, say around even 2,000 years back, what was wealth? So if you look at the single asset which was wealth 2,000 years back also, and even now, is real estate. If you look back to history, all the wars were fought for land, which is nothing but real estate. Even today, real estate is one of the biggest wealth creator across the world. Even if people who have generated wealth through any sector like pharma or IT or financial services, they do invest in real estate as one part of the wealth creation. So it is definitely part of wealth creation, and through that, it is also a trigger point. So we had a very interesting conversation in terms of how a person can approach creating wealth through real estate. So when I was talking to them, I also went back to my interaction with various other clients in last 15 years of my career, where I try connecting dot and see how people approach creation of real estate and creation of wealth together. And it is part of their life. So it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you must have seen a lot of videos where they say how to become a millionaire overnight or quick ways to become millionaires. I personally don't believe in that, and I'm not seeing anyone having those overnight success. They were also on the same page. So we tried discussing how a wealth can be created in a structured way, in a more systematic way, and how real estate and investment in real estate can play a role. So when I discussed with them, they were very open about it. And the good part is they were very open and transparent about the kind of money they were making when they started the career, and what they are making now, and how they think or they expect their career to move, and what kind of money they are planning to generate in coming time. So it will help us in actually planning real estate for them. So they were not looking to buy just a house. They were looking to buy a house which can help them in creating their portfolio of wealth. They of course invest in other assets also, but they want to focus largely on real estate. When I discussed, they actually wanted to invest in real estate right from the beginning, the moment they start the career. Average, I think they were getting around 4.5 lakh per annum Indian rupees as package. So if I look back, probably that is the broad range. I'll not say generally, but that's the broad range. If you look at people who start their career after completing their graduation from a decent, good college. So you can classify people from most of the majority of the people who are graduating from a decent college, then they are star who have graduated from a better college with better credentials, who may be good in academics or in extracurricular activities, and they are more capable of handling the challenges of corporate sector. And then there are superstars who are extremely good. So we found, we also did some research. We went back to the research table and I told my team to do some fact finding. We realized that the average people who start their career with the good ambition and aspiration, they start their career in the range of around 4 to 5 lakh average CTC. So take home probably they will get around 35,000 or 40,000 per month when they start their career. If you look at star, they will be 20% plus. So which is true, a lot of people who are bright, maybe from same college or little better colleges, they'll be 20% plus in terms of the earnings. And superstars, or the people who are exceptionally well, they are doing exceptionally well. They are from the best of the colleges, and from those colleges also they are the brightest kids or students. Probably they'll be 40% up. So the delta is around 20 to 40% between, let's say, majority of the people and star and superstar. So if we take a point as the starting point, we did a back calculation. So what we did is, with the client and otherwise also, we did a back calculation in terms of affordability or capacity to invest. So if you look at, mathematically, or if you know the calculations, for every 1 lakh rupees loan, for a typical 9% interest rate and a 240 months or 20 years tenure, the EMI comes around 900 rupees. So 900 rupees per 1 lakh. So we did a back calculation and see, based on their income levels, how much they can afford. So if I take the same example, on an average, a person who has spent around 2 to 3 years or 4 years in corporate sector, who started his career around, let's say, 4 lakh rupees, will be at around 6.5 in 3 years, maybe at 8.5, 9 lakh in 6 to 7 years, and maybe upwards of 10 to 12 lakhs in, let's say, 8 to 9 years or 10 years. And then this goes little high for stars and superstars. So a broad range, you can say, people from good colleges with good credentials, getting good salaries. The capacity to buy for them, with all the calculation what we just explained, will be, they can individually afford anywhere between 25 to 35 lakh investment. And in case, like this couple specifically who came to our office, and they had a case where they both are working with the same kind of income level, they can easily afford any property upwards of 50 to 70 lakhs. So they were capable and eligible for that. So that's a good starting point. So of course they may not get that kind of property probably in the city center or near the city, but of course, they go little away from the town, they can easily get a good decent property, let's say 900 to 1000 square feet ka 2 bedroom or 1.5 bedroom, with an investment of around 50 to 60 or 70 lakhs, which probably falls in the budget. So instead of paying a rent of, let's say, 45,000 in the city limit, probably they can go a little far and invest in 2 bedroom, which will definitely, give them their own ownership thing. So that's the starting point, and that also give them an edge in terms of owning a asset or creating a wealth. That's the first step. Of course, in 2-3 years or 4 years, it can vary from people to people. Like, people can flip or change. They want to change house. So typically, we have seen a cycle of around 3 to 4 years is the one standard cycle where people either change lifestyle or they get an upgrade in terms of their jobs. Of course, first 3-4 years, the increments also are not so great because it's more of companies investing in learning of the employees rather than employees adding back value to the company. Of course, there are exceptions. I would like to believe I started adding value to my company from day one, but that's different, right? So majority of the people will probably learn. So first 2-3 years will go in learning, companies adding value to the employees, and then after that, the employees start adding value back in the company after 3 to 4 years or 5 years. So then they also see a much faster rise in their compensation and the kind of money they are making. So the capacity to pay also increases at a much faster rate. So if you look at, a couple with that kind of experience, in 6 years, they'll be able to afford a house, maybe a 3-bedroom house, with the investment size of around, let's say 90 lakhs to 1.2 crores. So if they have booked a house or they bought a house in the range of 50 to 70 lakhs in 3 years of their career, in another 3 years when they'll be able to earn a delta of another 25-30%, like if their cumulative salary is increased by, let's say, 15 to 20 lakhs, and the house is also appreciated by probably similar amount, so their buying capacity is increased by at least 35-40 lakhs. So that's the time they can flip. So they can move, they can sell the 2 bedroom and then move to another bigger 3 bedrooms, or the other ways, they can keep that second home, they can keep the first home and buy another 2 bedroom, which can give them rental income. So it all purely depends upon them. Like if they have plans to start a family, they would like to move to a 3 bedroom, but if they don't have plans to start a family, probably they'll retain that 2 bedroom and buy another one, because the economic works in the same way. In fact, that works better because the other house will also give them rental income. So that is step 2 in terms of creating a wealth. So already you added one more room. Typically in real estate, we see people add one room. Every room costs around 30-35 lakhs. So you can say a 2 bedroom with the 70 lakh, a 3 bedroom will be 1 crore, and a 4 bedroom will be 1.4-1.5 crore. So every additional room cost around 30-35 lakhs or 40 lakhs, because proportionately areas also increases. So in a period of 6 to 7 years, when the buying capacity is higher, they have moved to 3 bedrooms with the investment of around 1.2-1.3 cr. I mean, after that, of course, because they have good experience and they have seen tremendous rise in their remuneration. I mean, people also change jobs, right? There are a lot of people who get growth within the same company, but they also change jobs. So while changing jobs or sectors, they also see a good jump. So that's, the period of 6 to 10 years is the period where people get good remuneration. That's also very high trajectory growth from them, from career perspective. And if both like husband and wife are working, or as a couple, their trajectory is much higher. So I have seen, people having a 3 bedroom with the investment around 1.2-1.3 cr in another 3 to 4 years time frame. They can easily afford and go up to around 2 crores ka 4 bedrooms, or they can invest another second property. So people have options to buy another 2 bedroom after the 3 bedroom which they already owned, or they can sell that and move to a bigger 4 bedroom, or probably people who are in superstar category can also buy a villa. So you see, it's a very structured way. There is no speculation. I mean, we are not depending upon market speculation. What we are telling is purely based on data, how the salaries have increased, how the sectors have increased across the sectors. I am talking about good sectors only. Of course, I'm not taking a lot of not non-standard sectors. I'm talking about standards, services sectors which are in good demand, which require a lot of high caliber education background people who are doing well. So if you look at that kind of strata or that kind of segment, this hypothesis works very well, and we have personally seen a lot of clients. So that is one way where you can have a good real estate wealth creation strategy by flipping house every 2 to 3 years, by either adding another room in your asset, or probably keeping and managing more houses. So you can have either 2 or 3 2-bedroom houses, or you can have 2 to 3, 3 to 4 bedroom houses, or you can move to villa also. So that is one of the things which we discussed with the client. They were really happy. In fact, we almost finalized for their first buy, and will be very happy once they get married and they'll move to the new house. So that will be really exciting time for us, because that's what we work for, right? I mean, we are here to help clients complete their aspiration, complete their dream, live their dreams. So it was really happy, and it was very good conversations. I thought I'll just share that conversation here with the support of that lot of data. In fact, we have created some data and charts which you will see on the screen. My team will put it on the screen. It is, again, I'm saying, a lot of people may say it may not work for everyone. Of course, not everything works for everyone, but this is a majority cases where we have seen a hypothesis where the real estate can be used to create wealth. So if you look at a horizon of 10 years, of course, after 10 years, things change a lot. You have a lot of other responsibilities. You have kids who are growing, their education cost is increasing. You have parents at home who may need some additional support in terms of healthcare. You may also have some additional investment requirements on different fronts other than real estate or investment. So ideally, what we have seen is the maximum wealth addition and wealth creation happens in one's career from, let's say, once they join the career till the first 10 to 12 years. After that, suddenly you will have more responsibilities and you will more cost head to take care. So probably whatever you can do in first 10 years will probably define the way you are approaching wealth creation. So that's what we have seen, and that's what we try to help our clients. So if you look at the graph, we have plotted 3 different parameters. So one is, first of course, the kind of salaries people are getting. I've divided into 3, like average or majority of the people who are joining the corporate sector. Then they are star, who are 20% up, and they are superstar, who are 40% up. So you look at average around 3 to 4 years, the salaries are in the range of approximately 5 to 8 lakhs. Okay, then if you go another 3 years, the salaries have increased at the end of 6 to 7 years in the range of around 8 to 10 lakhs. And if you add another 3 to 4 years, at the end of 10 years, the salaries are in the range of around 20 to 25 lakhs. If you convert that into the capacity to buy individually, then the capacity to buy is plotted in the second graph, which is the middle 3 lines. Again, these 3 lines depict the average or majority of the population, then stars and superstars. So if you look at that, the capacity to buy ranges from anywhere between 25 to 35 lakhs individually. So as a couple, probably if we assume both are at the same salary level or income level, probably the capacity will be around 50 to 70 lakhs. Now if you look at the kind of growth which is happening, as I mentioned, the first 3 to 4 years are little slow. The growth is limited because that's the time when companies are adding value in employees learning. So people are learning, so the growth is probably little restricted. But once after 3-4 years, people who start learning and adding back the value to the companies or organizations, that's where they start getting benefits. So you'll see a good rise from tenure of 4 to 8 years. That's the time when maybe sometimes people change job also, and they see hike in salaries on account of either the organic growth or inorganic growth. But after 10 years, predominantly, if you look at maybe 8 to 10 years, then the growth is like super high. It's basically on like a super high growth trajectory. So people have learned a lot. They have started adding huge amount of value back to the organization, and they are also getting equally comparable compensation. So if you look at the buying capacity, it increases tremendously from, let's say, 8 to 10 years or 12 years. So people invest majority in first, let's say, with the experience of 4 to 10 years. That's the time when they will start creating wealth and adding wealth to their portfolio. After 10 years, of course, depends upon many factors, based on the family, the kind of investment they're doing in other stuff, they investing in the education, they have to keep some funds for health for their senior citizens or family members. So that's the horizon we have discussed. I hope this was useful for you. If you feel anything, if you ask any questions, if you have any doubt, please feel free to approach us. Thank you.